me turn the music down. Is that too low? I don't know. Music slaps. Hell yeah. How's it going, guys? What is up? All right, per usual, I just gotta adjust everything. Oh, I can move my chat box. That is... Oh yeah, that's not the chat box. This one. That's not a chat box either. You gotta lock everything. Here. Then you can... Yeah, there we go. It reminds me of Altered Beast a little. It probably is from Altered Beast. This is from a mega mix on YouTube called Video Game Bangers Part 3. So... I wouldn't doubt it's from Altered Beast. Well, actually, I can check. Maybe you're right. 7 minutes. Let's see. Oh, it's actually from a Megami Tensei game. But I can see where you're coming from. It does sound like that, huh? Let me lock this. I think my alerts are working too, so that's good. What's up, guys? How's it going? Reluctant Hero. Currently in the middle of the ocean, in the Pacific Ocean. What's up, man? Buddy Builds Official. What's up? What's up? Tech Blacksmith. Good to see you, man. Grimlong, as always. What's up, guys? Hold on, I gotta crack a cold one. Sorry, Pinky's out. Sorry. Look, Mondays are for getting cracked with the boys. You gotta crack open a cold one. That's just how it is. Ultra Beast says chill, or not Ultra Beast. Oh my god. Reluctant Hero says chilling. We have dinner reservations in 90 minutes. You need to make reservations to have dinner on a cruise? I guess it's like a buffet, right? But then they have like the fancy ones that you have to make reservations for. Is that accurate? But those ones aren't all inclusive or whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna move my stuff around because I want the chat to be closer. Well, here, let me do this, and then this guy will move just a tidbit. And y'all can see the side of my office. Okay, that's probably better. Just for the premium steakhouse. Got it. Got it. Very cool. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, premium, right? That's cool. I had some premium sushi the other day. And I don't mean premium. I do mean premium. It's not like $500 or whatever, but it was pretty good. I've learned sushi's a weird thing because I love really good sushi. I'm willing to pay for it, but I also like really cheap sushi. I just like sushi, and I think how it is, it's like it's the exact same for graphics cards. There's no bad sushi, only bad prices. Because I think if you're getting a sushi from the grocery store, you're expecting a certain level of quality. And then if you go to a fancy restaurant, you're expecting a certain level of quality there. As long as it matches the quality you're expecting for the price, I'm generally okay with it. But there's nothing more depressing than when you are expecting good sushi and you get bad sushi. Or you pay for good sushi and you get bad. That always stinks. Sushi Day at Buffet is the last day next Tuesday. Nice. Dude, I love sushi. I don't know. We went to the restaurant we went to is called Uchi in Houston, and they have a couple in like Austin and a couple around Texas in general, and then I think there's like Los Angeles has one. And it's like a kind of a famous local chain. that started in Austin, and it's funny because it's ran by a white man, uh, but he is apparently so good at being a sushi chef that he's able to open up a couple restaurants because they're all fantastic. And they have something on the menu called the Hama Chili, and it is, to me, like the perfect bite of sushi. Like it is just perfect. It hits every note: sweet, sour, salty, spicy. Like it just does a little bit of everything, and it's just all together comes together to be like the perfect bite of food. It's amazing. But then again, I would eat sushi at a buffet. Like I'm not a snob. You know what I mean? Like if I'm at a buffet, a couple of sushi rolls are gonna go on my plate. What I've learned though is that if you want nice, expensive sushi, you're not gonna get a roll. Like it's just fancy sushi isn't rolls. But cheap sushi, you can make rolls taste pretty good. And so generally, if I'm getting sushi from like a buffet or a grocery store or even a cheaper sushi place, I'm going for the rolls. And then if I'm at a fancier place, I'm going for like the nigiri or the sashimi or whatever's special on the menu. But all good. That's what I'm trying to say. It's all good. I will destroy sashimi. You would love this plate, Reluctant here. You should look it up. The restaurant's called Uchi, and it's called Hama Chili is the dish, and it's a yellowtail on top, and then it's in a bed of sauce, and there's like some tangerines mixed in, and so you take a bite of fish with the tangerine at the same time, and it's like perfect. You don't have to put any soy sauce or anything on it. It's already got all that stuff on it. It's like perfect. I didn't want to wait for Tuesday, so we moved up Taco Tuesday to today. Hell yeah, dude. Taco Monday. Nothing wrong with Taco Monday. We realized outside of our house in Texas, every single gas station has a taco truck now. That used to not be true. Like Texas obviously has had a lot of taco trucks, but in our neighborhood, it is specifically like every single gas station has one outside. It's pretty crazy. We were in Vegas last summer and went to an all-you-can-eat sushi place. It was awesome. Dude, I love all-you-can-eat sushi. Sushi is like pizza, dude. As long as like the fish is fresh. I suppose if you were eating rank sushi, it'd be pretty nasty, but that would be any food, right? Um, it's like pizza. Like all pizza is good pizza. All sushi is good sushi. Like it's just unbeatable. Grimlong says he likes doing the bowls. Nice, like poke bowls, that kind of stuff, or sushi bowls in general. Those are good. I'm done with that too. I think if I want to make sushi at home and I'm feeling lazy, that's usually what I'll do. Because like making rolls and nigiri and stuff, that takes time. Sometimes I'll just throw it all in a bowl and just eat it. Like it's fine. Call it sushi slop. This is a pretty good mix, actually. It, I can always tell if the playlist will copyright strike me if it's too good. That's what. If I notice the playlist is good and people in the chat notice it's good, I am definitely getting copyright striked, but it's okay. Sushi Neko. I had to look at my iCloud notes to remember where we went in Vegas. Nice. I'll look it up. We've been to Vegas once, but we do want to go again. Mostly for the food, dude. The food in Vegas is great. There's so many restaurants that have like you'll hear this famous chef has, restaurant in LA, a restaurant in New York, and a restaurant in Vegas. It's like great. So, but they all are in Vegas. So you can just go to Vegas, which is a tiny town, and just have all of the great food you want. We had a great time there. We're not even like gamblers, really. I had an amazing taco truck when I was last in Houston. It was in the parking lot of the Home Depot closest to the airport. Dude, that's what I'm telling you. There are taco trucks everywhere in Houston. It is unavoidable, and they're all pretty good. And they're pretty affordable too. A lot of them do a deal where you can get like 20 tacos for $20, which wasn't really a deal 10 years ago, but like nowadays that's like pretty good. Most taco trucks are charging like $3 per taco, usually two, depending on how fancy it is. But yeah, taco today. Every day is taco day. I like a taco. I also like you have the traditional taco truck tacos that are just normal. Usually it's like a corn tortilla, meat, and then either onions or cilantro on top or both, and that's it. And like you put hot sauce on or salsa on top. That's like a traditional street taco. But then you have stuff like torchies, which is like a flour tortilla, sometimes corn, and they just put a bunch of stuff. Like there's just so much stuff on it. And after like one, or more realistically, two, you are like stuffed because they're just so big. Like they'll put a whole chicken strip on there. I really like torchies too. Torchies is pretty good. That's more of like if I'm in like a, not traditional, but kind of more modern type of food meal, which I'm also not against. I hate when people um, act like if food isn't traditional, it's not worth eating. And they do this thing where they're like, yeah, this grandma spent 12 hours in her day to make this enchilada sauce and serve it to you. And I'm like, and that's great, but I'm telling you, most grandmas don't do that every day. Most grandmas want to take shortcuts too, and that's okay. Just because something doesn't take 12 hours doesn't mean it's not authentic. You're going to tell some little old Mexican lady who doesn't speak English that she is fake fan, LARPer, tourist for not spending 12 hours to make the enchilada sauce. Like most people take shortcuts in their food, and that's okay. Like a traditional Japanese curry, which is not traditionally Japanese, obviously Indian, but they got it from them. But in the Japanese style, I don't know anybody who actually makes like their Japanese curry from scratch. I don't even think any Japanese people know how to do that. Japanese curry is specifically the thing you make at home when you don't want to cook, but you want like a hearty, hot meal very quickly. So is it like, it's not like it's not traditional to get a curry mix from 7-Eleven and then mix it with some potatoes and meat and carrots and like, make it your own, obviously. But that doesn't make it any less traditional. Like, I hate that term. Traditional generally only means long. Like, you have to do it the old way. But I just don't think that's true. I don't know. It's just weird. Yup, when I was in finance, I had colleagues who turned their nose to eating anywhere other than a white tablecloth restaurant. That's crazy, man. So they're taking their families to white tablecloth restaurants every night. You can't do that every night. I think every place has its pros and cons. I'll get down with a white tablecloth place. I think a level of sophistication in food is like really fun and interesting, actually. More like a hobby at that point, whenever you're like trying to eat really fancy food. I think it's great, but it's doing it every day. I love doctoring up a packet of noodles or a cup of noodles. And yeah, that's awesome. Dude, adding some meat to like a ramen packet or vegetables or herbs or even like a stick of butter and cheese if you're Korean or whatever, like that's all really, really tasty. And one thing I hate is that people don't consider that cooking. And I'm like, then what is cooking, man? You're not going to make noodles from scratch. And they love to talk about Italian people. They're acting like this is not how a nonna would make it in Italy. I'm like, dude, where do you think all of the dried pasta comes from? It's all from Italy because they eat it all the time too. Obviously not every day. Sometimes they do make it, but you can't make fresh pasta every day, man. Nobody has the time to spend 12 hours to make a meal. It's like a special occasion type of thing. Like in every culture, people take shortcuts because they don't have time. What's up, Blind Tech? How's it going, man? Peanut butter and sriracha ramen is my jam. Interesting. I think peanut butter. I guess peanut butter kind of is like a sesame paste flavoring, so I think it could work. Yeah, maybe mix in a little And she's like, "Oh, perfect. It matches for your stream." I'm like, that doesn't give cool guy. It gives autistic kid, autistic man child, realistically. That's what it's doing. And if anyone missed it, I am trying to stream more on Twitch. But it won't necessarily be tech stuff. So you're on here on YouTube because I know what you're here for. You're here for tech, and I'm here for tech too. But if you want to watch me play games or do other stuff, it's not specifically games. I think I'm going to do some stuff that is just not technology. So I might do some travel stuff or food stuff, and mostly games though. You can follow me on Twitch, which I think you should, because it'll be more. Here I have to kind of stick to an algorithm, you know what I mean? And Twitch, you can do whatever you want because I don't really care about it. So it might be a little bit off the rails, avant-garde nonsense. So if you're into that, feel free. I think the link's in the description, so go give it a follow. Basically, right after this stream, I will probably go. I think we're gonna play Back 4 Blood again, and we're doing. That's, if y'all don't know, Back 4 Blood. It was a Left 4 Dead spiritual successor where it introduced a lot of new concepts like deck building to make each run unique, and it's really fun. But it came out where the hardest difficulty was veteran, and people thought, you know what, it's hard, but it's not hard enough because people have found out how to break the decks. So then they said, okay, fine, and they introduced a whole new mode that randomizes every level to make things even harder. And so it can get almost impossible sometimes. It's so difficult. We were wiping a lot last night. So we're going to be playing that after this stream tonight. So come hang out, come check it out, and give me your Twitch primes so I can buy more graphics cards. I mean, who doesn't have a touch of the tism? You know, Grimlong, you're joking, but in this niche, in this category of YouTube allegory, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you guys are watching a live stream of a niche micro content creator. I don't even want to say celebrity because that's not accurate. Talking to a camera about tacos. You know what I mean? Like that's autistic adjacent at best, right? Like that's just how it is. Like if you're saying, "Oh, I'm watching the biggest Twitch streamer on Twitch," it's like, yeah, of course, everyone does that. But it's like, no, I'm watching a guy who has 3 viewers, and I'm one of them. That is like omega autism, and we love it. I think diminishing returns are absolutely a thing with food restaurants. Totally. I've had some of the best food of my life, less than $40 a meal and plate. Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm saying, and that's why I like, and y'all can appreciate this coming from a GPU perspective. Getting a GPU for $150, and that is what it costs, and that's what people say, this is the value of this. You're like, okay, I got a good deal. But it feels better when you got it for $140, doesn't it? Because that means you're like maxing out the value of that card. And what if you can get $130? It's like, wow, even if this like isn't as good, like I got a good deal on it. And so there's obviously diminishing returns in technology when it comes to money, but like, doesn't it feel really good when you spend a little less money to get food that you think is worth more? Does that make sense? It's like, damn, this food cost me $50, but it tastes like 80. And so you feel pretty good, actually. You know what I mean? It's not always about like not having the money. It's that it's a win. Yeah, it's just a good win. I can't imagine an LTT stream. That is very true, dude. And that's something I learned very early on, is that there are 2 types of stream viewers. There are people who want to watch a stream that has 30,000 viewers. LTT doesn't have that much, but you know what I mean. And there's people who want to watch this, who want to be a part of the conversation, who want to have a back and forth, who want to hang out with the community. The 30,000 people, they love being this chat and like flooding it with emotes. And it's just like, you're not having your voice actually heard. You're just part of the flood. And that is I mean, I hate that, but it's a valid thing. And so it's like that is what they love to do. That is how they do chat. And at that point, you don't become, you know, reluctant hero, Grimlong, blind tech. You are chat, and that is like they love it. They love being a part of that collective, and like we're all experiencing this thing happening, all 30,000 of us, and it's an interesting endeavor, but it's just different, and people either love it or they hate it. I for real believe that everyone does. Some just got real good at imitating normal. Yeah, for sure. I prefer the smaller niche channels. I lurk Toasty Bros streams and speed of chat is out of control. And see, that's crazy because Toasty Bros streams, they're not even like at like a top Twitch streamer level. You know what I mean? They have like a couple hundred viewers as far as I remember. Imagine people with like thousands, dude. If you think Toasty Bros chat moves too fast, oh my God. And it's just because it's like what you want out of the experience, right? As some people, it's like purely a spectator sport. And then other people, it's like, well, I want to be a part of this and I want to, you know what I mean? So it's just different. Like for me, the only time I join large streams like that is when the spectacle is what I really care about. And that will generally be during like top 8 at Evo, which is like a fighting game tournament. So like I truly am there to watch the game being played because I care about the spectators on board. I don't care about the chat. I'm not having a conversation with them. Truly the spectacle is what I care about. And that's when I'm okay with it. But otherwise, I'm not watching Asmongold. You know what I mean? Like I'm not turning on Kai Cenat to watch him dance around his bedroom. Like I just don't care. I'm pretty much a character in Toasty Bros chat. Yeah, I've definitely. I don't watch their streams that often, but the few times I've been in there, I do remember you in there, Grim. Sometimes I'll go in to drop a something sexually suggestive about Zach, and then I'll leave just to assert my dominance on him. But that's about it. Joshua Suarez asks best price to performance graphics card for 1080p high setting gaming, and the Reluctant Hero says 2080 Super. Good answer. Remember, used. We're talking used, right? Don't go out and buy it. Find a new one for something. Like, buy it used. Yeah, 2080 Super will get you really far, actually. Yeah, Grim, I hear them saying your name as I listen in during the mornings when I'm getting ready for work. To me, it's so strange to see overlap in different chats. Like, it makes sense. Like, this is a niche, so you're going to see the same names a lot. But it's so funny that I'll, like, casually throw on a stream from, like, PC Tech Hustle, who streams to, like, 5 or 6 people like I do. And then, like, I'll recognize 2 of the people in the chat. And I'm just like, that's crazy, dude. You know what I mean? Like, there's only 6 people in here. I'm one of them, and I recognize 2 of the other ones. Like, it's nuts. It's to be expected, but it makes it feel more like an actual community and not like, you know, a big corpo level conglomerate. Danny streams pop off too. Yeah. Danny will have an average of like 85 to 130 viewers. And his chat can go pretty fast sometimes, but it's slow enough where you can actually still read people's chats and have conversations with people. I mean, you can even have a chat within the chat, which is nice. I try to make all of Danny's streams too. Nice. Yeah, Danny's a good guy. I live down the street from Toasty Bros. Last time I was in there, I told Zach that you said he was mommy. Thank you. How did he respond to that? I haven't talked to him in a while. Like we joke about this, but it's not like me and Zach are like best friends, right? I would consider Zach a good guy and I like him, but we're not on that level of like friendship. Does that make sense? I'd love to be his friend. We don't have that, and so it must be very strange to have someone come in person to tell you that someone online called them mommy. Like, it's just so bizarre. Like, Danny is very consistent with his streams, man. I think out of like the last 6 years, I think he has missed like 3 streams. That's nuts, man. Crazy. Oh, he loved it. He said, "I love Jason. He's a good guy." All right, thanks. Appreciate it, Zach. I think Zach's a good guy too. I think all the Toasty guys are good guys. They're one of the few channels that I think like I like what they're doing. I like that they are a positive influence on the community. And I think they do a good job, and they serve their community both locally and online. And they're not super negative. They try their best to do to find the good and stuff, which I love. And they the few times I've met them in person, or just twice, they were great. They were really cool. I met them originally at LTX, the last one, and I was invited to go to a dinner with them with some Corsair reps, and Corsair was paying for the meal, so it was like really fancy. It was like delicious. But the Corsair reps and Zach from Zach Tech Turfs were on that side of the table. It was a long table, and Dan was on that side of the table too. And then me and basically like, and Scattervolt was over there too, and Ozzy. They were all on that side of the table, okay? And then my side of the table was me, both Toasty Bros, McAllister, their editor, Zach, the graphic designer, and then I think someone else, like someone's camera guy. I forget who it was exactly. And so basically, like, that whole dinner was just me putzing around with the Toasty Bros crew. And it was a good time. It was like the drinks were flowing. Like, we had a good time. It was really funny. We were talking about our trips and like really a great dinner. And that's how I had met them earlier in the day. We hung out several times, and then we went to go do the LTT tour. We both got like a really in-depth tour of the LTT studios, which was really cool. Oh, the music turned down. And that was really fun. And so that's how I mostly got to know them in person. And then since then, I've worked with Zach a few times to make thumbnails for me. So if there's ever a thumbnail on this channel over the past few years that looked exceptionally good, you can tell Zach did it, because I make all the bad ones, and then sometimes I'll pay Zach to make a really good one. But yeah, he's a good guy. Bro, Omar has started in on the Discord now too, so I've been spending more time in Jason and Danny's Discord. I love how Toasty Dudes have this ongoing dialogue with some dude named Omar. What is Omar? Who is that? I'm not in their Discord too often. I do know of the computer guy saga. I've heard a few things, and I've experienced it myself in Danny's. Because I'm a mod of Danny's Discord, so I see a lot of the back end stuff as well. And I've heard from Jackson and Matt and Zach about a few people in the Toasty Bros Discord that I've either have been banned or have been like warned, you're on your last straw. And, like, the kind of characters you get in this niche community, right? Like we said, a little bit of the tism and like and some of the crazy stuff they do. Oh, it's really funny. And you guys don't know, on the back end, we will do like deep dives on people and like go through their internet history and find Twitch streams from 10 years ago. So just be careful. From what I hear, Omar seems like a first-gen U.S. citizen whose parents immigrated from Palestine. Okay, interesting. Is he a child? Like a teenager? Or is English bad? Or like... I mean, it seems really bad, because literally Grimlong said that because Omar is in that Discord, he's spending more time in other Discords, as if like he doesn't want to be near him. The bros advise him on many things in life. Okay, I see. So he has become a new character in this chat. That's pretty funny. I love that kind of micro niche community you can build. Young adult, I think, like 18-20. That's funny. Okay. As long as he's not like a bad guy. Looking forward for your PC build stream. We'll start in a second. Yeah, it has been like 30 minutes. I probably should get started. It's going to be a little bit. I got a little setup here. Let's see if it can actually fit. And I brought over a second light just in case. So basically I'm building this computer to sell because I'm done with the components and it needs to go to make back some dosh. Let me see. Did I do this right? Boom. Look at that tiny chat. Okay. I can fix that. Guys, we can fix this. Hold on. Okay, lock that, lock that, lock that. Unlock this. Make it big. Wow. Guys, am I a pro streamer? I just made it. Oh my gosh. Things are actually working and you can actually hear me and the music's still going. This is nuts. And look, it matches my my shirt and my Band-Aid. Oh, the autism allegations are strong. I don't even like Gengar that much. Okay, let me clean this off. Let me fill this. Can I fill the screen? I think that'd look a little nicer. Oh, that's clean. It's so dirty. That mat is amazing. Thanks, man. This was on AliExpress or Temu or something for like $6. I did really like the design. I don't even like Gengar that much, but I did like the design. What is this? Did I already spill some stuff? I don't think so. I think this is condensation from my water. Yeah, it came out really good actually for just a few dollars. I need to research how to set up Windows 11 on PC you intend to sell. Did Microsoft stop all the command prompts to get around MS accounts? So what I do, they say they have, but I still do it the old-fashioned way, which is to OOB bypass NRO. So that still works as far as I know. And I just unplug the internet, obviously. They said that doesn't work anymore, but I still do it all the time. So I don't know. Dollar Dylan, what's up, dude? Let me get the computer boards. Don't look at my feet. OOBE bypass NRO still works if you're using an older ISO. Gotcha. I guess I've been using the same Win 11 stick for years. I haven't updated it. Did Omar's name make it in this chat? It sure did, dude. They were kind of catching me up on, I wouldn't say drama, but the Omar of it all. What is this text box? Oh, that's from Twitch. All right, let's get started. And if you're new here, I see a lot of familiar names in the chat, but I see there's more viewers. Thanks for coming in. Thanks, guys. If you don't know me, my name is Jason. I build PCs. We talk about gaming PCs and laptops and handhelds and all that kind of stuff. So if you have any questions that are related to PCs or technology or gaming related, I can do my best to help you out. Or if I don't know it, we have some lovely people in the chat who know their stuff too. So feel free to Openly chat in the chat. If I don't get to you, I'll get to you soon. And feel free to press the join button where you donate $5 to me every month. Because nothing makes me more happy than cold, hard cash. Okay. So yeah, like I said, this is the build for, I mean, I don't want to say flipping. That is what it is. Like, I'm going to sell this. These are parts that I've used for other things. They've been in a video or two at this point, and so like it just needs to get made and it needs to get sold, essentially. Yeah, Reluctant Hero even knows it. This is the ASRock B450M AC board. Another budget build, absolutely. So these are parts that have been kind of sitting around for a bit, or I used them in a video recently, and I'm not going to use them again. So I want to put them in a case so I can get the case out, because the cases take up too much space, guys. I have way too many cases out there. Everything else would be fine, but the cases have to go. They are too many, so they need to go. And the only way I can sell cases is to put computers in them. Could you believe that? It's really hard to sell a case, actually, unless you want to practically give it away. So I try to put, if I'm like, I buy this stuff, I'm like, okay, I've used it for videos. I even get some shorts out of them, long form, and then it's got to go. Yes, AM4. Correct, Kin. This is the ASRock B450M AC, which is a very nice budget board. It is nothing fancy, but as far as budget boards go, I like it because it has 4 DIMM slots. The VRM looks fine. It has built-in Wi-Fi, which is not guaranteed on a lot of budget boards. The I/O is substantial. 2 USB 2.0s, USB 3 right here, even onboard HDMI, which is also getting more rare. Gigabit internet though, but hey, it's budget, whatever. And this is MATX, which is fine because we're putting this into an MATX case. And we'll talk about that in a second. As far as storage, I see 1 M2 slot, and I think that's all we get unless I'm blind. Yes, so 1 NVMe M2 slot. I'm pretty sure it's a Gen 4 as far as I remember. And I think this one does have RGB cutouts, maybe. Yes, right here. Okay, cool. My wife is annoyed that I have 3 budget builds in our garage. Dude, you gotta flip them. You gotta turn those things, man. I used 5600G and 5600. Both are great chips. Yeah, totally. But do you know what's better than the 5600? The 5500. I mean, not literally. It's not literally better. It's actually kind of the opposite. It's actually worse than the 5600. But it's better because I have it. It's the CPU I have right now. Now, if y'all know, I'm sure most of y'all already know this, so ignore me. The 5500 is not as strong as the 5600. And the one thing I hated most about it is that it only supports Gen 3 speeds. So if we put a Gen 4 drive into here, it will only get Gen 3 speeds. But who cares? It's like super fast, guys. It's super fast. If you're on a budget, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Especially if you're only gaming, right? Who cares? And so all of this actually was all purchased in a bundle from Newegg. There was a bundle I got with, I mean, I can pull it up. It was from Newegg. This was like 2 months ago, maybe 3 even at this point. I got the motherboard, the CPU, obviously the cooler that came with the CPU, 2 sticks of RAM that we'll talk about in a second, and a 1 terabyte SSD for like 280, I think, I want to say. The NVMe, I think, is the Patriot P400. It's somewhere over there. So it's not like the greatest chip, but at the time it was pretty good. And so I've put them to use and they're ready to go. And it's a pretty good deal even to this day, so I'll take it. RAM, the RAM, it came in that little package. Pretty standard Corsair stuff. Vengeance, LPX, DDR4. These are 2 8 gig sticks. This is a very budget board. These are 30 trouble, guys. I simply don't think it's worth trouble. All right. Let's get this in. Luckily, we've got some pre-applied thermal paste. I think it's good enough for me. Oh, wait. Where's my Cuisinart? They're kind of dark over here for me. Yeah, I'm literally sitting in the dark. If y'all aren't in the Discord, we were talking about this earlier. These are what someone referred to as work lights, where you can use them to point into computers and get better vision if you're standing over a big light or if it's too dark in your house. That's not what these are. These are from Cuisinart. The original design of this is to stick them on your grill using the magnet and then pointing light at your grill so you can see when you're grilling in the dark. But I like them because the magnet is very strong compared to other ones I've seen that are for like PC stuff. And this doesn't come off, and this is a really nice flexible goose neck, and it has batteries that you can change yourself, so you don't have to rely on just charging it via USB-C. I know that seems stupid. Most people want they want kind of like their own, or they want USB-C so they can recharge it, but this is the kind of thing that you don't, when you need light, dude. You don't want to wait for it to recharge. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm actually not mad about that. And it lasts much longer than the other USB-C one. Boom, 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 boom. You will do the tech support. Make some content about it. Dude, I really don't want to. I'll go one here. This is the classic style. I'm going to do 3 turns on each side. But frankly, overthink it. I think people overthink this way too much. Looks like a rave. Not the end of the world if it gets... Don't let Gamers Nexus trick you into thinking that if you don't do this perfectly right, your life is over. It's okay. There's a very small chance of anything going wrong, guys. Stock cooler? Yeah, dude. We are going ultra budget on this. I'm trying to maximize my return. I put the switch in to turn the lights on and off, not to have light switch right. That's true too. I just like it because it can stick to anything metal. That is, I'll just put it on the side of the case and then point it in. Or if I really need to get in somewhere to plug in like a tiny connector, I can just do that, and it's really nice. I like it a lot. I know Reluctant Hero bought them today for the intended purpose, which is sweet. So this is looking good. This is on. The computer is done. For the SSD, I am going to use what is it called? The P400 Patriot SSD I have, but it's in the other room. And at first, I need to test it, so I'm going to be using my own bench drive. And you can see this one because it says bench on it. And this is just a 4 terabyte Crucial P310. This is my Windows 11 benchmarking drive. So basically, all my benchmarks get done on this. A second. There we go. All my benchmarking gets done on that drive. And if you've seen me build a computer before, you've probably seen it in a video or two. Kind of sneaks in. Sometimes I'll leave it in for pictures, or like thumbnail stuff, or for like videos that are like they do like glamour shots, and people go, hey man, they get all bent up about it. That's not the same SSD. That is a different SSD. Why the SSD different though? Like, guys, it doesn't really matter, does it? But I try to take it out if I can remember whenever I need to take pictures, because people will comment on it. You shouldn't leave us unsupervised. M2, yep. NVMe M2. This one is a Gen 4, and I believe the Patriot one I have is a Gen 3. So it's Fine. Damn, Jason, you can't hide money. I bought this before everything went down. I've had this for 2 years. So yeah, this was a lot cheaper when I bought it. But I will say, because I have to constantly swap drives, the amount of money I've saved not having to uninstall, or not money, time, the amount of time I've saved not having to uninstall games and reinstall them for benchmarks, because remember, I have to have all of the AAA games installed at once. The fact I used to use a 2 terabyte drive, and I would have to sometimes like uninstall things, and that just eats up so much time. So even if it was today, I would buy this because it saves so much time. Okay, so this is done. So the computer is done. We can just play like this. I've got this. Let me put this here so I don't forget. It's all bent out of shape already. Okay. Here's the case. I don't know what the case is. I forget. So maybe y'all can or some diehards. So I know it's Okinos. Oh no, y'all can see my screen. Here, let me hold it at an angle. So I know it's an Okinos case. It holds MATX. It's not the Aqua Uno. I think it might be the Aqua something else. MATX. It was for another video, but it got swapped out for something else. So this is kind of like a used case, but I liked it. And so it's been sitting around. But it's the only MATX case I have on hand that can fit my GPU. And it's not that big, though. It's pretty light. But if you know Okinos, you know they make some pretty good stuff. And see, I'm even missing the top 2 covers there. And I like that they use this darkened tempered glass. I don't want a fishbowl, man. I don't know. So let me switch back. Where do I get that mouse pad? I think Temu or AliExpress. Can't remember. Check those 2 places first. Okay. Oh, power supply. Well, let's go over what we're doing first. Okay, move that. So the power supply is not a power supply I would use in a video because people will yell at me. Thanks for subscribing, DKane. Appreciate it. You can't go wrong with an Okinos for budget builds. They are attractive and come pre-installed with 3 RGB fans. That's pretty much it. Yeah, they're cheap. They look good. They come with fans. They're not bad quality. Like, they're just fine, dude. And on a personal note, they're one of the better sponsors to work with because they're not on my ass the whole time, and they don't demand like a bunch of bullcrap. But is an M2 a taco? Maybe. What's up, Renato? Road to 500 million. Let's go, dude. If I can just get 100K. 100K. I appreciate you shooting for the stars, though. Don't need something frivolous like power supplies or cases. Well, you do need a power supply. This is a great watch. Building my first PC in a few months. Nice, Decane. Very cool. And dude, is that a Gengar in your profile picture? Oh my gosh, it is, bros. He is in the right place. Is your fire insurance up to date? Dude, keep concerned trolls who think, oh, I'm really concerned about him using that power supply. I'm yeah, right. You just want to talk crap. Gengar fan for life? Hell yeah, dude. What's up? But I bet you don't have the Gengar bandage. Nice try. Or the Gengar shirt. So this is a Raid Max 650 watt. I got it from Newegg when it was on sale 2 months ago, I want to say. It's 650 watt. I don't know if it's on the PSU tier list. I can't remember, but it was on sale for $30. 30. Pretty pretty good. It's a gold rated, which technically means nothing. But hey, it was on sale. And again, I would never use this in a video because you'll never stop the commenters from saying some nasty things, because if you put a PS2 that isn't like the top of the top of the top in your computer, people will accuse you of murder and look down upon you for that, for making your own choices. So that's why it's for the stream. So I get that. That's what's powering. 650 overkill, but hey, it's cheap. Not modular. Got our spaghetti cables. We have enough power. PSU though, or PCIe. I mean, can power up everything there. That's nice. Aren't all comments good though for algorithm reasons? Yes and no. So YouTube generally cannot tell the difference between a good comment and a bad comment just from looking at it. But the problem is that literally I've had videos where if I put in a PS2 that is like a little bit maybe not up to snuff, half the comments are about that. And people will dislike a video for that reason. And they'll come in just to say something nasty and then leave. So they don't even watch the video. So while the comments aren't necessarily bad, it derails the comment section and invites other people to keep doing it too. And so whenever you go in the comment section and half the people are saying one thing, it just puts everything in a nasty mood and people start jumping on the bandwagon and they all start downvoting it. And that all will start to hurt the video performance, which is silly. But yeah, you'd think. I think on TikTok, that wouldn't hurt it. They don't really have a downvote system, as far as I know. So a bunch of negative comments and rage baiting totally works on TikTok. But on YouTube, I've seen it firsthand. I just don't want to invite it. Even if it wouldn't hurt the video's performance, I don't really want to invite it. I don't want that in my life. GPU. If you have not seen the video from today, this is the RTX 3050. 8 gig version. For some reason, it has 3 fans on it. I think that's unnecessary. But if you notice, it has 3 hands, but my hands fit comfortably around it. It is not that big of a GPU, even though it's 3 fans. These are small fans. Look, my hand. It's not that big. It's pretty small, pretty light. I could lift it with 1 finger. Well, if it wasn't so oddly shaped. Okay, 2 fingers because it's so oddly shaped. But look, it's fine. Very light. It just looks kind of big on camera, but it's pretty good. Pretty good size. No problem. I'm fine with that. I think to a person who's buying this computer, I think they would actually like having a bigger one. That's what she said. Mainly because it makes your PC look more impressive, doesn't it? Even though, like, you know deep down in your heart it's a 3050, so it's not like crazy, but I don't know, people like having bigger GPUs. And it is better cooling, like it is. Hey Jason, I'm driving in my car listening to your smooth, sultry voice. Thanks, man. If you're driving, why are you texting? You're a bad man. Bro, that's not cool. Bad man. Okay. So how should I do? That should hopefully help us. Okinos always makes it easy to take off side panels with no screws. Want to take off the front one too? Nice. You know what? Let's just go down to the bare metal. It's all coming off eventually anyway. Whatever. In terms of fans, I haven't started driving yet. Chill. Okay, good. Just don't be a bad man, dude. Should I route? Are y'all a put the PSU in first or put it in last? Your PSU is C tier? Really? That's a good which is fine for a low power budget build. Honestly, I've seen the Toasty Bros use much worse PSUs for build and not have issues. I agree, but the Toasty Bros can get away with it. When you earn a certain rapport with your audience, they allow you to make those kinds of decisions. But I have tourists who come in because I'm a smaller channel, and the tourists are very angry. Okay. So, do I want to install the GPU, or not the GPU, the PSU before everything? No, I never do that. Let me do the motherboard first. Really, I always scratch myself on this, so I'm trying to be gentle. Oh, that was easy. That down. I'm gonna make sure the damn it. What is it called? The pegs. How did I just forget what these are called? The pegs. Hey Jason, has any PSU gone bad on you before? Yes, it has. Only once though, I think. Only once. And it was kind of my fault. I left my computer in my car during a hot Texas summer. And if you know that, I left it overnight. And so during the day, it can get up to like 140 F in your car. And it just fried like 2 components, and one of them was the PSU. Somehow, like, I don't know exactly what happened, but it worked perfectly before it went in the car, and the next day, after fixing stuff, those 2 things were gone. And I think I've had a PSU go bad by frying a hard drive, and then I just said, okay, I'm done. Like, even if it's the hard drive's fault, PSU's gone. How important is anti-static? I'm gonna say not important. I'm not going to say it's 0 out of 100, but I will say it is 1 out of 100. It is not worth going nuts over. Oh, I think we have a visitor. Hey. This is a cat you don't often see. Hey, big angry. All right, this bad boy is in. And I used all the screws because I'm on camera. All right, let's put the GPU in. Actually, no. First, I should plug in all of the motherboard stuff. That's right. That's the way to do that. But this is the least interesting part on camera because it's just me routing cables through stuff. So be prepared to not be able to see anything. Well, maybe you can see a little. See, this hole goes into this hole. Plug touches this hole. Like that. HD audio. Now, I originally routed it through here because I thought it was USB. It is not. It's HD audio. So I know HD audio is always on the left side. So I need to reroute it. Plug that bad boy in. I'm not used to the I/O to look so barren. Is that just two USBs in the back? No, there actually is more. It just looks bad at the top. It's a budget board. This is not too bad. This is what you'd expect. But yeah, it does look kind of... It looks barren because this is all empty. But it does have Wi-Fi. You know what I mean? So it's like not too bad. Yeah, not too bad. Need the front panel. Hey, didn't I... Y'all plug in... I have a horrible thing to admit. I don't plug in any of my front panel stuff except for the power. I don't do power LED. I don't do HDD LED. I don't even do the restart button because I don't need the restart button. I just do power. But if this one is destined to be sold, I will do power LED this time. But in reality, if this was just for me, no way. No way am I putting in power LED. Crazy. All right. That should be all the cabling. Goes to SATA. The fans are powered by SATA on this, or SATA, or however you want to call it. All right, let's get power supply. I'm gonna do this at a weird angle. Only power is giving me anxiety. It's all good. We're good. It's all part of the process, guys. This is all part of the process. It got Wi-Fi fancy, dude. That's what I'm saying. For being a budget build, it has Wi-Fi. That is some next level stuff. All right, let's slide this guy in, and I can't see it, so I'm gonna use the camera. There we go. Still gonna hold it because one screw is not enough. I don't want any bending. Again, if this was just for me, I would, but it's getting sold, so. There we go. Okay. Only 2 screws is okay, right? All right, fine. I'll do 4. We're so picky these days, man. It's like, it's fine. It's fine. Okay? And of course, I aim it in a certain direction so the fan points down. Okay, nice. Now I'm going to route the PSU cables. That is generally the order in which I do this in. Know where they go. In here. Haphazardly. The PSU sorry, the CPU goes into the top corner. I hope I can reach to plug that in later. I should have done that before. Okay. PCIe, go where the GPU goes. Deep in here. Let's see if I can reach it. Again, should have done this earlier. Like milking a cow, guys. It's kind of in there. Like one of it is in. Should be okay to flip. You grabbed it. Okay, there we go. Come on, you. I think I only need one, but I'll okay. I guess we're just doing one. It does not want to come out. Oh, bye, camera. Oh, wrong way. Okay. Get the power plugged in. I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk me? The line from a movie from 1999, Dylan. You old man. Let me ask you all this. Me and Danny were having this conversation. Obviously, I'm a content creator, and I have a certain level of notoriety. Some people know who I am, but on the whole, I'm pretty small. What are the odds that y'all think Zach from Zach Tech Turfs knows who I am? And I don't mean like oh yeah, I love that guy, watch all his content. I just mean like, if he saw my name, would he recognize the name from scrolling YouTube sometimes? Or if he saw my face, would he recognize my face? You won't offend me. This truly was a conversation me and Danny were just having before stream. Because it's an interesting dynamic, not dynamic. What did I say dynamic? Okay. I think we're good to put the GPU in. Yeah, he knows who you are, I'd imagine. I don't know, it's a maybe. We're both in the same niche. But you meet so many people, I can remember them all. Uh-oh. I think it got stuck in it a little bit. Abort. Can't reach. What am I stuck on, man? Okay, goodness. I'm going at a bad angle here. I can't see what I'm doing. All right, sorry guys. Gotta flip this around because I cannot see. I feel like there aren't that many tech tubers. I think that most of you all would know each other. I think so. If it's the PC spill space, because there are some technology people that man, they'll have like 50,000, 100,000, 200,000 subscribers. I've never heard of them, right? Like, it's just a big world. Okay, sorry, I got to get at this angle. I truly could not see it. You know, Zach just moved to Houston. He's in my neck of the woods now. I would love to do a, what is it called? A tour of his new facility. I think he got all of his workers to come move down here too. I have no idea where they are, but yeah, I would love to do a collab. Although, again, it wouldn't be a collab, it'd be like pity. He gains nothing out of it. There's no one in my audience who doesn't know who Zach is. You know what I mean? He makes 3 shorts a day. You see his face all over every social media. So it would be charity on his end, which would be cool. Maybe I'll go apply for a job there, dude. Wouldn't it be cool if I was like a producer at ZTT to help him make more long form videos. That'd be cool. I'd be down for that as long as he let me keep making my videos. They are near Micro Center? Dude, that's crazy. I used to live right next to Micro Center. Not sure how many you guys have down there, but there aren't that many. There aren't many here. There's a couple of YouTubers here. Radowl is in North Houston. I'm here. Zach is now here. Jared's PC Tech or Jared's Tech. No, sorry. Not Jared's Tech. Not the Australian. There's another laptop guy. He is here as well in Houston. Another laptop guy. I forget his name. I think it is Jared's Tech. Oh, many Micro Centers. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's only one in Houston, so that would make sense. But that's like in the city. That's like not a cheap part of town. I think ZTT and GN are the only ones that I don't watch. That's fair. If the motherboard doesn't have it built in, I'll do a Wi-Fi M2 or PCIe. Yeah, that's always a good way to go about it. Tech by Matt. I've never met Tech by Matt. I don't know where he is. I doubt he's in Houston. Is he in Texas? He gives me more of like a Midwestern. You could tell me he is from Kentucky and I'd believe you. Which is not like a dig at him. I'm just saying like he just seems like a average Midwestern guy. I know Ozzy, well, he used to live in Atlanta. I don't know if he still lives there. I imagine he does. And Scattervolt, I think he moved to Colorado recently. He has that Gen Z monotone thing going on. Yeah, he does. People love it. That is not flat. That is sliding up and down. Tech by Matt is in Florida. Okay, there you go. Makes sense. He's a Florida boy. Oh, I think we just accidentally built a computer, guys. I think that's it, right? Like what that is done. Let's test it. Do I have a power cable nearby? My desk is messy right now. Do. All right, give it a whirl. Bro, I'm from Kentucky, not really Midwest. The Toasty Bros are in Kentucky too. Oh, sorry, Kentucky is the South. Sorry, when I say Midwest, what I really mean is flyover. So, again, not an offensive term. I just mean you're not one of the important 5 states. That's it. So yeah, not Midwest, South. The Toasty Bros are in Kentucky too. Yeah. Now put the new Hannah Montana Linux on it. Are you crazy? I'm a Florida boy as well. I bet he might be living far south than where I live. Yeah, it could be. Louisville is offended by being called the South. Look, I know y'all have a senator who's not doing too well, so hope they don't weekend at Bernie's him. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's see. First try. I didn't plug in the fans. Louisville hurt me. Do people in Louisville think they are like superior to everyone else in the state? Are they like the top brass? Louisville? What the hell is that? Is that what y'all call it? Oh, y'all don't call it Louisville, you call it Louisville? Louisville? PC Tech Hustle has a great channel too. I just think he needs more frequent content. Yeah, for sure. He is in Oklahoma, I believe. And you know who else is in Oklahoma? Hardware Haven. Hardware Haven's in Oklahoma, so he's pretty close to me. We don't think that we know it. Yeah, like Louisville. Speak properly. Speak proper English. Hey, where are you going tomorrow? Louisville. I go Louisville. Sounds like you have a mouthful of peanut butter. Okay. Wait, what did I just plug in? Fans. I did not plug in the ARGB though. I guess I can do that later. I think they might come on automatically. It just won't be addressable right now. You nailed it. Good. None of that fancy French crap around here. But Louisville. Hey, there we go. Nice. Let's see if I can do a full cam. Oh, that gigabyte light's got to change. The GPU barely fit, guys. Look at that. Like an inch left, maybe half an inch. Nice. We obviously need to put on the side panels, but good start. "100%. I tell people to pretend they are playing Chubby Bunny when they say it." That does make sense. Louisville sucks. I have to take my son there for college. You're glorified Indiana, I bet. Damn. Right. Witch's Cauldron. Nice. Nothing's falling apart. Nothing's turning off. That was not moving because this was... Yeah, just a little cable management. How did you manage to get the RPG to Gengar match out the gate? So because this was a used case, I've used it in a different thumbnail before. I probably set it to purple at some point just because I like purple sometimes. But yeah, that worked out perfectly, didn't it? Because yeah, I think there's like a little switch in the back that I didn't plug in. Oh yeah, it doesn't need to be plugged. It's already plugged in. Look at that. Ooh, blue pulsing. This is the Prince build? What does that mean? Sweet, now that you completed the build, your next challenge is to water cool the whole thing for 200 bucks. Ah, man, you're in the wrong place, brother. Oh, that Prince. Yeah. I was thinking of an actual Prince. I'm like, what are you talking about? Yeah. The Gengar Prince build. I don't do water cooling. I'd say the most I would do for water cooling is like I have an AIO I can put in it. But there's not a lot of room. What GPU is this? This is the RTX 3050. Not a great card overall, but if the price is right, I think this is a nice little 1080p entry-level build. Hopefully this becomes someone's next computer and they enjoy the heck out of it. Louisville is more like Chicago with half the gangs. You guys wish it was like Chicago. I will say we have suburbs that are more developed than Louisville. I've never been to Kentucky. I don't know anything about it. I'm just trash talking for, I don't know, just cause. You moved there from Chicago? Why would anybody do that? This is cool. Good. Let's do the... I'm not going to put the things on because I got to cable manage it later, but hey. Pretty fast build. I think we built it in less than an hour, right? Very easy to build a PC when you've done it a bunch of times. But I think this still needs like 10 minutes of cable managing, put it all together. And then I'll probably add the software to change this light. or whoever buys this, maybe I'll just leave it as is. I don't really care. They can figure it out. We'll see. But overall, yeah, that's a nice little build. But actually, I'm gonna play Back 4 Blood on it tonight. So how I've been doing the streaming is that I play on this, then I stream it via capture card to my MacBook, which is what you're watching this on. Nice. Show us the ways of the cable manage. Dude, I'm not a very good cable manager. I do a little bit now just to get it all stuff together, but I truly don't get here. I'll show you at the most of the cable managing. It's truly not much. So we do have these pre-done loops here. That's an easy win. So I'm just going to throw these in here. I'm actually going to loop this up higher. Actually, no, I'm not. Top one's only. But I will loop it down here. There. Spin this around. We've got another loop right here. Okinos makes it so easy for you, not sponsored. But I do like that more case manufacturers are adding this kind of stuff. Super helpful. I just want to jam it all right here. Just like that. And then all this stuff right here, buddy. Right here. This is how you do it. You go boom, 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 boom. Okay. Here's the ARGB cable. I will probably plug that in later. So I will set it aside for now. And look at that. Cable managed. It is literally that simple, guys. Do not overthink cable managing. If you have this channel, use it. You don't have to use a single zip tie. Just use the 3 things. And if it doesn't have these, you can always add your own. Then you can use 1 zip tie, 2 zip tie, 3 zip tie. That's pretty much all you're gonna need. Look here, I'll even tuck this in here. Boom. Cable managed. It's fine. As long as the back plate. Boom. Done. It could be done, bro. With enough research, even a first timer like me built a dual GPU CPU with hardline PET. Oh yeah, you could do it. Yeah, I'm not saying it's impossible. Certainly you could do it. I just don't like doing it. I don't like water cooling. I don't think it's necessary. Whenever you ask someone why do you water cool it, they can tell you all the reasons in the world. The real answer is because they like it. And that's enough. You don't have to say anything else. If you like it, you do it. And that's cool. But to give all these reasons, like it's better for this reason or that reason, like, no, you just like it. Let's leave it at that. Get that. Oh, it clicks on so. I love when things just work. Love cases without screws. Oh no, y'all can see my camera. That is. Boom. Guys, that's it. Totally cable managed. Totally complete. That computer is done. Ugh. Look at that. Looks pretty nice. I'm into it. Trying not to get too many glares, but you know how it is. Little build. Hang out right there. Where do I do benchmarks, by the way? Pretty good. We made really good time on that. We burned through it, and I feel like I wasn't like rushing. It just was easy. Like, it's a pretty straightforward build. I think not having a custom CPU cooler really helped. Like, just having the built-in standard one, plop it out, boom, on, done. Like, super easy. Let me turn this light on. It's okay. I'll buy it for $1 plus 50 plus shipping. What do you think I am? You think I'm Linus Tech Tips? Bro, they asked me if I wanted to add guacamole for 99 cents, and I had to think about it. Okay? I'm not... No, not happening. Make sure to like the stream, please, and thank you. Yes. If you guys can like the stream, that would be super cool of you. And if you're not subscribed, you can subscribe now. Or if you want to be cool like Mr. C&D, you send a bust. Shipping cost is almost as much as the PC? No, it's not that bad. No. I would say shipping this would cost me probably $40, I would say. You'd be surprised. It's not that expensive. Because it's a nice rectangular shape and it's not too heavy and it's not too tall or too wide. It's going to be about $40, maybe 50 if you want to add insurance. Not that bad. Yeah, it's not as bad. You know why companies charge $100? Because they can. And it covers if you want to return it. That's basically paying for that too. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would say at most 50. Maybe if you live on the furthest corner of the continental USA, it would be closer to 50. But generally, yeah, not that bad. That's why Jawa does so well, dude. People just ship their computers all the time. As long as you know what you're doing, it's pretty tough to break them. That's the handling charge. Yeah, essentially you're paying for their employee to do it. Yeah, that is true. How do I get back to that the bus? Park the bus? That was pretty funny. I wish he came back. Live chat. Okay, let me see if these guys are ready to play Back 4 Blood yet. Okay, I think we got some time. We just hang out for a bit. I'm just chilling. Can finally take a sip. How much will I sell that computer for? I don't actually know if it's worth $550. That was just kind of off the top of my head. I didn't think too hard about it. I don't know. I'm gonna go through and like actually look up the prices that I paid plus tax, right? Because that's, if I can get back the money I paid for it, that would be divine. But then if I sell it online, which I'll probably have to do, I'll have to pay the fees, so I have to charge more. And so I made content on it. So if I get back a little bit less, it's okay because I made content on it. So you know what I mean? So it's okay, not the end of the world. But I would like to make as much as possible. So I'll just add up what it costs plus all the fees and the shipping and stuff. And if it comes out to be flat for me, that would be ideal. And selling it faster would be better because I hate sitting on computers. I've seen people sit on a computer that they've been trying to sell for like 2 months. And I'm like, dude, the market will change in 2 months. Lower your price if you really want to move that thing, man. Park the bus is a soccer term? Oh, okay. That does make sense. Don't forget to take out the 4 terabyte SSD. That's true. No, I'm going to test it later first before I install Windows on the new drive. So yeah, don't worry. Now I'm going to play on it later. I'm literally going to turn it on and just start playing Back 4 Blood directly on it. So I guess it'll be a used computer, but that will be like, hey, I tested it. It works. I tested a AAA game from a few years ago on it for many hours, and it worked. So it's okay. It works. Back 4 Blood is so good, underrated. I totally agree. I like it more than Left 4 Dead because I think Left 4 Dead was a great start. I get it, but adding the cards makes it interesting. It makes it more fun. It makes it so that you can customize your build. That is just better. And I don't like the standard Left 4 Dead mode where you play with other people and they play like you are going through the campaign and the other people are trying to stop you from going through the campaign. I don't think that's a lot of fun. I think it's chaotic and weird. The way they do multiplayer in Back 4 Blood, I really like, where it's more of like a survival. You just survive the round in a certain area. Like it makes way more sense. I like that more. So like just I don't know, just Back 4 Blood in general in every way is just better than Left 4 Dead, which doesn't mean Left 4 Dead is bad. It just means it came first. And I think if Left 4 Dead 3 did a lot of what Back 4 Blood did, but added their Left 4 Dead mode, which people do like, that's the one reason why Back 4 Blood didn't do well. It's because it didn't have Left 4 Dead mode. I think it would be super successful. And obviously Valve would do the right things and do it properly, so it'd be great. And also Back 4 Blood never added modding. I think allowing people to make their own maps and to mod in stuff is super, super important to a game like this. And the fact that they didn't do it is just crazy and so anti-consumer. For a game like this, it has to have modding. Like, why did you not allow that? Hey, Jason, have you done a video about your streaming setup? Not necessarily. I've done a few desk videos, kind of show off like what my office looks like. My streaming setup is pretty boring. So what it is right now, it changes a lot. I do most of my production stuff on a MacBook Air for this. And so what I'm actually doing is I am streaming right now to a MacBook Air that's plugged into 2 monitors, running OBS. And I'm using a webcam here, and then I have a second webcam above me that is mounted on a thing that, and I'm at my desk, it's all here. This is right here, right above me, right out of frame. And so it's nothing fancy. It's all like really kind of affordable stuff. Nothing crazy. And so yeah, nothing crazy. I'm not running a 5090 or anything like that. It's pretty standard stuff. I usually just plug in a webcam and just let it rip. And I'm not very good at adding like alerts and chat, but the best I could do is like add a chat, some background music, and so I'm not a pro streamer at all. I'm certainly better at video, reading scripted words. But I know people like this, and I kind of like it too. I think it's fun when you go back and watch the VOD, because some people do only watch these on the VOD. Not that many people, but quite a bit. And I want to give them a part of that experience so they can feel like they're here live, even though they couldn't make it. What do you think about Ryzen 5 5500 and RTX 56 pairing? Is that a good budget build? Yeah, for sure. That's a great build. No problem at all. My most recent EC build video, I think, used a 5060 and a 5600. So a little bit stronger of a pairing, but realistically, you're not going to see that much of a difference. So yeah, that's a great pairing. If you can get both of those things on a pretty good deal, I'd say go for it. The 5060 people like to poo-poo on, but it is very power efficient, quiet. It's surprisingly powerful for the size. It's got DLSS. It's got all these streaming features. It's got NVENC. It's got CUDA. Like, you can just do anything on that thing, man. It does suck that it's like over $300. I wish it was more like $280, maybe even $260. Because the B580 exists, but the B580 is very hard to get at $250 these days. That's one thing people love to comment when you talk about the 5060. They'll say, just buy a B580. Like, dude, have you tried to buy a B580 lately? It is not easy. Meanwhile, I can go on Amazon and buy a 5060. It's not that simple to just buy something these days. I picked up a 5500 for $60 at a Micro Center open box. That's a good deal. Mine came in my pre-built. Yeah, totally. I think it's great. I think it's a good card. I think you can I even did Jaw of Slayer. I did a video recently talking about the 5060, and I'm pretty sure in it I did like 4K, 1440, and 1080. Like, I did everything in that. So you can go and see your kind of performance, like what you would expect, because that's, yeah. That took forever, by the way. People think benchmarking takes 10 minutes. It is a long process. Basically, I have to dedicate an entire day to just benchmark like 15 games. It is like a full work day. I'll look into it. Thanks. For sure, man. Thanks for coming in. I can run 1440p. Sometimes I get a VRAM warning, but it doesn't crash. Yeah, for sure. Some stuff, you're going to get VRAM warnings. For sure, for sure, for sure. What about first gen ARC, like the A580? It's $200 on Amazon. I have nothing against the first gen ARC stuff. I think it's okay. None of it's good enough to buy on Amazon. Like, I don't know. At $200, I don't think it's worth it, man. If you bought it used for a good price, I'd say, yeah, no problem. But like $200 on Amazon, I would rather, I don't know. The problem is that there's no other brand new $200 GPUs. NVIDIA doesn't have any, AMD doesn't have any. So it's not like I can say, oh, just go buy this other brand new card. They simply don't exist. So if you insist on buying a brand new card and you only have $200, yeah, sure, go for it. But I would recommend saving up money or buying used. You built a living room PC on an ARC A770. You still rocking that? Not currently, no. No. Things move in and out. Because I have to work with so much hardware, I generally don't keep stuff like that forever. They're just fun projects, and I'll use them for a little bit, and then they either get upgraded or moved around or sold, or sometimes I throw them in the trash. A lot of computer components just go straight into the trash, guys. You have no idea. My dumpster is full of GPUs. Like they're just so hard to get out. So yeah, I don't still have that, but it did work really good for the time being. Yeah, it was great. Good prices too. The A770 is a great card for the right price, and I got a really good price on it. I think I got it brand new from Woot, if I remember correctly, and that was a great deal. But at this point, I don't even think they're manufacturing the Alchemist series anymore. I mean, they're barely manufacturing Battle Mage, so I don't know. I don't think you should buy them on Amazon unless they're like heavily discounted, heavily. But I'm not super against Intel GPUs at all. They've worked fine for me. They have their quirks, but so does everything. Joe of Rice Slayer, thanks for subscribing, man. You gotta park that bus. Damn, it gets so hot in here. I'll turn on the AC, but it's right next to me, so I'll get super cold in like 2 minutes, and then I get super hot in like 2 minutes. Turning it on. That's the life of a man in Texas. It's called menopause? Oh no. That is accurate, dude. It's a long mix. Let's see what else we got in here. It's like a picture of Sonic on this mega mix. There's Sonic. Man. What's everyone having for dinner? Did y'all already eat? We had salmon. Yeah. So I cooked salmon. We usually eat it raw, but today we were feeling spicy, and I wanted to cook the salmon. And we had white rice, miso soup, and tamagoyaki, which is like that means fried egg, but in reality it's like that Japanese egg that is like square and rectangle or whatever. So it's cooked in that certain pan, and it gets rolled over on itself, and you add soy sauce to it and stuff. We had that chopped in with it and some avocado, so it was all mixed together. And I cooked the salmon in a stainless steel pan, which is the first time I've ever used a stainless steel pan. I've never used one before. But cooked that, took it out before it was done, deglazed the pan with white wine, added some stuff to it, added the fish back, got it all together, and then put it all on top of rice. Pretty good. Good meal. But now I didn't have any rice though, so now I'm hungry again. Chowder and paninis sounds delicious. Had Mediterranean Euro bowl sounds good. Moe's. What is Moe's? Is that a restaurant? I made protein pasta that I made into a cheeseburger helper type of deal. Nice. So, Grimlong, we called that, you can call it one of two things. It's called boy slop, or, what else is another way to call it? Like, boy dinner, protein slop. You know what I mean? It's delicious and nutritious. Don't get me wrong. But in this house, we call that slop or boy slop. Moe's is like Chipotle, but better. Okay. I've never heard of Moe's. God, the Kentucky people are talking about Moe's in the chat, man. We don't know what Moe's is. We don't know. I like that hothead burritos too. Never heard of that. I can imagine the Mexican food in Kentucky would not be as good as Texas. But there's just so much of it here. I mean, every corner there is Mexican food everywhere. I saw a few years ago that Houston was named the most diverse city in the country. And by diverse, it means like all demographics. So like rich, poor, every race, height, from short to tall, skinny to fat. Like literally, if you take all of the demographics that people can be put under age, all that, Houston has the widest ranges from everything, which is pretty cool. So we have food from tall people, food from short people. It's fantastic. Now we got the taco trucks too. I understand that. I just mean, in general, I would always assume there's going to be good food everywhere. But then the closer you are to places and the more bountiful it is, the more likely you are to not hit a dud. You know what I mean? Are Mexican slaps made by people of questionable citizenship? For sure. Let me tell you all a story. When I lived in China, so China does have some international food. It's going to be primarily a little Japanese, a little Korean, and depending on what city you're in. So if you're in a tier 1 city like Shenzhen, Shanghai, Beijing, you're going to find more international food. But if you are in, remember, there is like 1.5 billion people there. So they have cities that have 12 million people that won't have like a Burger King. You know what I mean? So it's like, you'd be surprised how little international food there is in China. Compared to how many people there are, you'd be very surprised. It's like primarily Chinese. And in our city, there opened up a Mexican restaurant, which was unheard of at the time. There were no Mexican restaurants in this city, again, of 12 million people. And we went to the Mexican restaurant. And China has this reputation of like, I'm sure we know, like copying, right? Like they're good at copying ideas. And replicating them, but they kind of miss the essence and the heart of the idea sometimes. Like they'll say like, make a 1-to-1 copy of this. It's like, yeah, you did, but kind of the soul is missing, right? And that's what this Mexican restaurant felt like. There was no one inside. It was a massive restaurant. Could probably seat 100 people or more. No, sorry, I meant 100 tables. It was humongous. No one was inside. And on the walls, it felt like someone looked at a Mexican restaurant in a magazine and they're like, this is all the stuff we're supposed to put on the walls to make it look like a Mexican restaurant, right? Not it doesn't. It's kind of hard to explain. It didn't look like a Mexican restaurant. It looked like someone trying to imitate a Mexican restaurant, and I just overlooked it because that's just how China is. We sat down and we looked at their menu, and they had chips, and we're like, great, get chips, and they're not free there. You have to pay for them. They're free here. I'm like, okay, whatever. Let's pay for some chips and salsa. We get chips, and they brought us the chips, and the chips were tortilla chips in a little bowl or whatever, and right in the middle was a little ramekin, and in the ramekin was some white stuff, and we're like, oh, interesting. So they serve it with sour cream, not salsa. Okay, well, that's weird, but at least sour cream is good. And so we dip it in the sour cream and we eat it. Soon realized it was not sour cream. It was whipped cream. Full sweet whipped cream that you would put on top of like a ice cream cone. So what happened is that these people truly have never eaten Mexican food in their life, but they saw pictures of it or looked it up online and saw them dipping stuff into some kind of white liquid. And sour cream is not a thing in China. You can't get sour cream. So they saw that and they thought, what's a white thing that I know? And so maybe some lost in translation was here. Whipped cream, basically the same thing. And so, yeah, they were serving chips with whipped cream. And I took a photo of it and I sent it to everyone I know. Everyone. And literally there were people like getting offended. Like, it wasn't just like, oh, that's weird. It was like, I am hurt. And really funny. We got other food too. I think it was like tacos. It was all horrible. It was lackluster. It's just weird decisions about like trying to recreate food that you've never had. That's what it felt like. It felt like they'd never had Mexican food. They didn't know anything about it. It was just weird. And then I talked to my coworkers later who were British, English people, and they'd had Mexican food before. They'd been to America, and they have some Mexican food in the UK. And they told me they had actually been there. And I'm like, oh wow, y'all have already been. What did you think? And they go, we walked out. They're like, they got their food and they ate like a bite of it, and they're like, this is horrific. I'm not paying for this, and I'm leaving. And so they kind of got into an argument with the owner, or I guess the worker, saying, hey, the food is horrible. We're not going to eat it, and we're not going to pay for it. And like kind of got into it and saying it's like the worst food I've ever had. I can't imagine the place did any better after that. But what's funny is that we went a year later, there was a place that opened up that was like burritos, and it was basically like a Chipotle, right? And it was so much like a Chipotle that they had TVs on the walls that were playing Chipotle ads. So they were like the in-store stuff that you'd see at a Chipotle, they were playing it, and it said Chipotle. Like they were literally just playing Chipotle videos, saying Chipotle, even though they were not a Chipotle. And you had two young employees behind the counter. Again, no one's in there because Chinese people don't know anything about Mexican food. They don't want it. And they are so slow. The slowest serving I've ever seen someone serve food. Like, they didn't train them at all. Like, they would lift a thing, like, grab the scoop. Literally, like, I've never seen someone work so slow. And they look at the food like they've never seen any of it. They don't know what they're serving. They don't know what's going on. They were put here and said, scoop food into thing and make the sell. And like, it was just weird. Like, you always have that kind of stuff where people get money and they want to like invest it in a way so they'll make a restaurant, but they don't know anything about it. And so they dive in head first and they just make it and then hope it figures itself out. And then they're just gone. And you have these employees who don't know what they're doing. And I will say the food wasn't terrible. It was certainly better than the Mexican restaurant, but it was just weird. Like, just a weird experience. Did you see that story about the Japanese guy that was in Texas for World Cup describing his first time in a Mexican restaurant? Yeah, I saw a couple of those. I love it, man. I loved all that stuff. But people, a lot of Japanese people were in Houston were in Texas because they had games in Houston and Dallas. So they all found out about Texas Roadhouse, which, as y'all know, is not from Texas. But they all, they're in Texas, the Texas Roadhouse, perfect. No shade to Texas Roadhouse. I like Texas Roadhouse, but they all love it. Like the Japanese love Texas Roadhouse. They love how affordable it is, how delicious it is. They love the free peanuts, the free bread. I mean, it went hard for them. And then seeing them enjoying Mexican food on Twitter was just, yeah, fantastic, man. I really enjoyed. Japanese people are always looking for the best in life. Texas Roadhouse from Louisville, I know. But they loved it, which is cool. We like that. And they loved Texas barbecue. Free water is something we take for granted too. It is like that, I've heard, in a lot of Europe. Yeah. I will say in Asia, I've never had to pay for water. Yeah, they do get free water. But Europe, they are very weird about free water. I will say free refills of stuff that isn't water is pretty rare outside of America too, even in Asia. Like very, very, very rarely do you get free refills. But luckily the free water thing is mostly Europe, which is why I don't want to go to Europe. I mean, that's the real reason why we don't go to Europe. How am I supposed to enjoy my food if I can't guzzle 4 quarts of water with it? Like, what? Huh? What are we doing here? Yeah, when I was in Europe, they only wanted to give you sparkling water, which is gross. I've heard that too. I've heard the idea is that ordering water at a restaurant in Europe is like a faux pas because you are at a restaurant. You are there to enjoy the food. You are there to pay money, and you drink water at home. So you're at a restaurant. So you should be drinking wine. You should be drinking soda. And if you are going to get water, you need to have sparkling water because it's better than water. And you're drinking water at home. And so it's like supposed to be this experience. And they'll give you all kinds of reasons on why they do it. It's, oh, sparkling water is better for you. Don't listen to any of that. It's just a way for them to charge for it and to make the experience, because they think sparkling water is upgraded water. So to them, it is like, that is the new baseline for their restaurant. Like, we don't serve water, we serve sparkling water. Like, which is interesting. I like sparkling water. So it wouldn't be the end of the world for me. But as long as it's free. But if I had to pay for it, I would be a little upset, I'll admit. That would not be cool. I did like in Thailand. When I was in Thailand, they didn't do free refills, but they would do, if I ordered coffee, a lot of places would give me free coffee refills. So like if it was a small restaurant, basically I'm the only person in there, and I order a coffee in a pad thai or something, which is they offer that. Generally they would come by and give me another cup of coffee, and they wouldn't charge me for it, so that was cool. But it was so cheap. I wouldn't mind paying for it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like here where it's like $4 to fill up a cup of coffee. I mean, there it was like a quarter. You know, like I'll happily pay for it, man. Okay, I'm gonna call it there. I needed some stuff to do before I Back 4 Blood. Thanks everyone for watching. Appreciate you. If you're watching the VOD, thanks a lot. Park that bus. Thanks to everyone who came in and chatted. Appreciate it. We built a computer. That was fun. As usual, I'll say I'm going to stream more, but I probably won't. You know how it is. You know how we do things here. If you want more of me, but not necessarily more of PC, I am going to be streaming on Twitch in like an hour. You can see the link in the description, and we're going to be playing some Back 4 Blood later. So come and hang out if you're into that. Appreciate it. Thanks for everyone for watching. Have a good one. See you in the next video. Game night soon? Yeah, dude, let's do a game night soon. Maybe we do Back 4 Blood. We'll see. That sounds fun. Yeah, join the Discord. I'll set it up. All right, you're good, Dylan. You got it. You can set it up then. That makes it much easier on me. If all I have to do is show up, oh man. Hell yeah. What's the Twitch link? Twitch link is in the description. But just to say it out loud, it is twitch.tv/Jason Whitmer. So it's not the white, wait, is it YT? Oh my gosh. No YT for some reason. No YT. Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Have a good one. Always good to see y'all. Good to see y'all on the Discord. Have a great night.